It's time for another couple of free picks for you guys. I've got two freebies in the NFL. We're looking at a player prop and a total. They're both going down in week 5 this Sunday, October 8th. And I got your free picks right here for you on the Ben Burns Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm your host, Allie Burns. Ben regrets he can't be here with us today. He's jogging through Jamaica. However, he does send his warmest regards as well as his best two free picks for your Sunday NFL football. So we're going to start this puppy off with a little player prop. We're looking at the game across the pond. But before I give you the pick, everyone jam on that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. We really do appreciate it. And by the way, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, we'd appreciate that as well. You can find me at Plus Money Honey, and you can find Ben at Real Ben Burns. So cruise over there and give us a follow. Okay, so we're going to start out with the Bills and the Jags, and they're in London. We all know how this works. Looking at a player prop, and we're looking at Gabe Davis. Now, Ben had a big play last week on the Jaguars. Playing in London, the Jags held the Falcons to just 7 points en route to a 16-point victory. Ben also had a big play on the Bills. It was a 5%er. If you guys missed out on it, I don't know why, because I told you about it like 3 times last week. So big play on the Bills last Sunday. And while Jacksonville was doing it with their defense, the Bills were doing it on the shoulders of their offense. They dropped 48 points on the Dolphins. Not sure if you caught that little gem. So this week, the Bills and the Jags are facing each other. And once again, Jacksonville is the home team in England. That's kind of par for the course with them. But rather than choose a side, we are going to go with a player prop, and we're looking at Gabe Davis over 2.5 receptions. Okay, now Stephon Diggs went off last week and he kind of stole the whole show, but quietly behind the scenes, Davis still got his 3 looks, right? 3 receptions. Now he's averaging about 5 a game, so we're thinking 3 is not going to be a problem. He should get more than that this week and lead to another 3. Prior to the last week, he'd been targeted an average of 5 times every game, so he's averaging 3, and we look for him to get more than that. Gabe Davis over 2.5 receptions when the Bills and the Jags meet on Sunday. Now, before we get to that second pick, let me remind you guys again, follow us on Twitter at Plus Money Honey and at Real Ben Burns. But Ben Burns is an amazing 11-1 in his last 12 top rated NFL plays. He's already got one locked in and loaded and ready to rip over at WagerTalk.com. So cruise over there and pick up that premium play. And also don't forget, he is the #1 basketball handicapper over at the site. So you want to cruise over there and pick up his early bird hoops special while the getting is good. Okay, so game number 2, we're looking at the Houston Texans at the Atlanta Falcons, and we're going to look at a total on this one. Now, I already told you that Ben successfully played against the Falcons last week, but now they're back in home and they're hosting Houston. Speaking of Houston, y'all know that's my home team. See what's going on with my Houston Texans? It ain't bad. They're coming off of not only back-to-back wins, but back-to-back blowout wins. Can they make it 3 in a row? Time will tell. Not so sure, but that's part of why we're staying off of the side here and going with the total. Now, Houston has shown it can score. They scored 30 in their last game against the Steelers, 37 in the game before that, and they should put up points against an Atlanta defense, which has allowed 20 or more points in 3 games straight. Now, as far as the Falcons scoring goes, I know it hasn't looked great in their last 2 games, but they were on the road. The 2 games they played at home this year, they scored 24 points or more in both of those. So long story short, we're thinking this game sails above the total. We're taking it over 41 points when the Falcons and the Texans meet on Sunday. We expect them both to have a ton of success moving that ball and the final score to make its way over the number. All right, guys, that's what we got for you today. We'll see you guys again tomorrow with some more football free picks right here on the Ben Burns Report.